You know what time it is, of course. We're speaking everything health, wealth, fitness, and you've just heard some incredible and insightful tips on mental health specifically. And one of the concerns many people have during the lockdown is mental health, exactly. And spending too much time indoors and missing social interactions can have a negative effect on the mind. And this is why daily exercise is so crucial. And as you've learned over the past few weeks, an effective workout doesn't have to include any fancy equipment or running laps. So let's get everybody at home involved. And this morning, I'll be taking you through a few more ways to get the whole family moving, shaking, and grooving. So if you were tuned in last week, we played an incredible, fun, it was full of energy, exciteful game. It was called Ingle Angle, and we used something quite simple. As we did last week, we used some old stockings and we tied them together to create somewhat of a net. And this morning, we're going to be doing a very similar thing. So this morning, we're using the same piece of equipment, so we're not wasting, we're kind of upcycling and recycling here. And I've created a little bit of an obstacle course that's going to work on mobility, it's going to work on strength, it's going to work on those stabilizers, especially some of those small muscles that you don't always use during the day. And of course, involving kids, it's not always easy to get them to do exercise, but we're masking it with some fun. So today we're going to do a little game. It's called an obstacle course. We're starting off with our stockings stretched across any sort of section or area you have at your house that you can create about a 2-meter line width. If you have a bigger house, then by all means, definitely make it a little bit longer, and that'll make your obstacle course longer as well. But before we begin, everybody at home, if you are joining in, what we need to do, especially for today's workout and exercise, we're going to need to work out and strengthen our ankles. So we're going to basically do an ankle roll, standing in the position that we're in now. We're going to basically take your right foot and rotate it with your toes staying on the ground, and we're kind of just rotating in circles, getting some good mobility in those ankles, and then you're doing the same thing on the other foot. And you can repeat that by going clockwise and anti-clockwise. And this is just going to give some mobility and movement in these ankles, especially considering what we're going to be doing with them in the exercise. So enough of the small talk. You guys all warmed up at home. We're going to start with the fun and games. So you're going to get all the kids involved, and we're going to get them to do some fun workouts, and we're going to get them to also use their coordination quite specifically. So you have two options for the obstacle course. You can either make your way along the line of the obstacle, or if 4 of you, 5 of you, if you have a big family, you're all doing it together, you're more than welcome to stay on the spot and just use your line for exercise. So we're going to go into the good stuff now. So for exercise or obstacle number 1, it's very simple. We're doing double-legged hops. So for me, I'm one man alone today. I'm solo in my isolation, so I'm going to be playing the game alone. And what I do is I make sure that both feet are moving across the line at the same time. All right, so this is going to use our hip flexors, it's going to use our coordination and our quads at the same time. The kids won't even know about this, but trust me, it's going to burn. So we essentially just doing simple hops, both legs together, hop, 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 and you made your way all the way across level 1 of the course, and you can make your way all the way back. We're going for another double-legged hop, 2, 3, 4, and what I need you guys to make sure specifically is that you're trying to get your heels off the ground. If we're going to be landing with our heels, it's going to be creating too much contact, too much impact on those joints especially. We really want to cushion the landing, and that's where the exercise element of this comes into play. So make sure that when you are landing, you're landing with your toes and you're not heel striking. That's going to kind of protect those joints. Once you've nailed that, you'll often see a lot of kids will struggle and they'll go one leg at a time. We want to prevent that and want to get them to really use their core and their hip flexors to bring both legs up together. Once they've mastered level 1, we can roll to level 2. All right, so level 2 is quite simple. We're staying on the ground, we're staying nice and low. Of course, if you want to and you want to make it more difficult, you can raise it up, but we've got another challenge for that later. So simple, once again, we're using one leg at a time now. We're incorporating more balance, more stability, and we're going to try hop without landing on our heel first. Hop all the way across, nice and simple. Already feeling a nice burn in the quads there, already feeling my calves working because I'm not using my heel, and then switching over to the other foot, doing the exact same thing all the way through to the other side, and you should definitely start feeling the burn, start feeling the pump and the fun through this exercise. So that's number 2. All right, so you've got your kids on the ground, they've just mastered level 2 of the obstacle course. We're going over to number 3. Now we're going to do a bit of a broad jump and make it a little bit more impactful. So with both legs together, we're going to jump over and then crisscross jump and then return back while traversing all the way through to the end of our course. So let me show you. Very simple. Both legs together. We're not going to jump one at a time. Okay? No rep. All right? You've got to start over. So with both legs together, you jump, you land into a nice squat. All right? Straight from the squat, you're going to turn around and then jump across once again. And then turn around, jump across again. Turn around, jump across, turn around, jump across. Woo. Simple as that. I'm already feeling my calves and I haven't even gotten into the good stuff yet. And then you make your way all the way across to the other side, and that's level 3. So I'll show you level 3 again. You can make it faster, you can make it slower. It depends on how much control you have and how much balance your kids at home have as well. But remember to get a good squat in it. So jump over, turn around, jump over, turn around, jump over, turn around, and over. Woo. I'm a grown kid and I'm feeling this. I'm sure your kids at home are gonna feel this one. So that's your first 3 levels of our basic level of our obstacle course, and we've mastered this already. We've played games before, you guys have seen it, but we're gonna step it up a little bit and make things a little bit more exciting now. So we're moving over to level 2. We're raising our net or our stocking or anything else that you might have at home. Remember, you don't have a stocking, don't stress. You can use a rope, you can use a string, or anything else that you have. And I'm halfway through the obstacle course and you can hear my breathing. So this is a workout. So we're going over to our next round, or the higher level of this workout, which is really fun. So we're gonna do something first. It's called a squat lunge switch. All right, so what we're gonna do is you gotta squat all the way underneath, 2 punches, come all the way around, 2 punches. Obviously, the lower your netting is, the harder it's gonna be. For me, you can see how my hips are quite high already, so I'm gonna struggle with this, but let's try it out. So I've gotta get to the other side. You guys with me? All right, let's do it. So going for a squat, woo. Low squat, 2 punches, low squat again, woo. 2 punches. Clearly my squat's not low enough, so I have to tuck underneath, 2 punches, and then go straight back to the other side. All right, repeat that. Get underneath, 2 punches, underneath again, 2 punches, and you make your way all the way through to the end of the course. Oh, you're now starting to use your upper body. You're starting to use your core now as your kids will crawl through and underneath the obstacle. And feel free at home to get creative with this. So you don't have to use one line. You can make a couple lines down the passage. You can make a long line, which is obviously gonna make the obstacle itself a lot longer and harder. But moving over to the last round, anybody else at home has found this to be quite easy and not that much of a challenge. You can try this last exercise out. It's the last round of the obstacle course at home. And what you're gonna try to do is do a broad jump straight over the net. So obviously it's quite high. I need to use my glutes now. I need to focus on my landing in that squat. And then I'm gonna crawl to a reverse bear crawl all the way through and then try to get to the other side. All right, let's try this out. Okay, so good squat jump, everybody, making sure you're hinging at the hip. Squat over, both legs, woo, into a bear crawl, and then you reverse. Through, underneath, straight for another jump. Woo. And then keep your bear crawl, good reverse. You'll feel your core. Glutes once again for my jump. Crawling through. Woo. And I made it to the other side of my obstacle course. Simple as that, guys. You guys at home, make sure you try this out. Let me know how the fun is going at home. I'm solo here and I'm having the time of my life. I don't even have friends in my isolation, but I'm sure you got some kids that you can entertain with this game. So make sure you enjoy it, have some fun with it, and you can always incentivize them as they get through every round. You can reward them with anything cool at home, maybe reduce their chores, but I'm feeling this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little hack, and we'll see you after this for some more Expresso magic.